Well, hi, Virgo. Today we're going to look at August 23rd, 2025. That's the new moon in Virgo. And if you enjoy this reading, please subscribe and tell me what you enjoyed about this reading. I love to read the comments. And I thank you if you've already subscribed. So we'll start. The number for that day, numerology number for that day is 22. And that's a master number. It's a master builder. It's a potent number for turning big ideas into grounded, practical realities. So for Virgo, this is a sacred alignment. It's structure, discipline, and vision all working together to push you towards authentic sovereignty. This is your cue to solidify what matters most without apology. So you might be reworking your foundations. That could be financial, professional, or even personal. It's less about doing something new and more about protecting what you've already built while sharpening your focus on where to go next. So let's look at astrology. So the new moon lands in your first house of identity and appearance and self-expression. It's your personal new year, a cosmic clean slate inviting you to redefine how you show up in the world and what stories you're telling about yourself. So we're going to start with the sun and the moon because they're together and they're in Virgo, again, your first house. That's going to talk about self and identity and new beginnings. So you're being reborn in subtle but powerful ways. What once defined you may no longer fit, and this is the time to make adjustments, not for others, but for you. So you might update your look, clarify your brand or message, or make a decision that reflects your true inner self, not the one you've outgrown. Then we have Mercury. Mercury, it's in retrograde, and it's in Virgo, your first house. So that's going to talk about reflection, rethinking, and self. You're reflecting deeply on how you express who you are. This may mean rewriting bios or reshaping self-talk or reconsidering your approach to leadership. So you might rebrand a business, have an inner epiphany about relationship, or decide to finally honor the values you've been quietly living for years. Here's Venus. Venus is in Leo, and that's your 12th house. And that's going to talk about inner love and unseen beauty. So Venus is encouraging you to love yourself from the inside out. That's private healing and spiritual self-worth. And soul-level romance with your life are the themes. So you may crave solitude, dream more vividly, or feel unexpectedly nostalgic, especially about what your heart really needs to feel nourished. And again, here's Mars. Mars is in Gemini, your 10th house. And that's going to talk about career and public roles and direction. So you're energized around work and purpose, but maybe juggling too many roles. This Mars placement wants you to act, but with strategic clarity. So you might get a rush of ideas for career growth. But now's the time to choose one or two and commit, not scatter your energy. Now let's look at the tarot cards. And your first card was this. Oh, hey, how you doing? Your first card is the Seven of Wands. And it says at the top, rise above and take the lead. So this card talks about defense and conviction and holding your ground. So this card signals the need to protect what you believe in. You may be challenged, but your boundaries, ideas, or progress are worth standing up for. So you might face pushback on a recent decision, maybe from colleagues or family or even your own inner critic. But you're not wrong. This is a test of inner authority. So here's your advice. Don't fold. Your path doesn't need universal approval, just your full integrity. So here's the second one. Come here. And that is the Four of Pentacles. And it says on the top, connect with nature. This card talks about holding, protecting, and conserving energy or resources. So this card reflects a need for control or conservation. You may be clutching something tightly. That could be your energy or your time or your finances or even your emotions. And why? To stay safe. So you may resist taking a leap or starting something new, investing or opening up emotionally because the past wounds or fear of instability. But that tension, it's a signal, not a sentence. So here's your advice. Ask yourself, are you protecting your peace or stalling your growth? Balance security with openness. And the third card is the Ace of Swords. And that says on top, be clear on your ideas. So great. This is going to talk about clarity and breakthrough and truth revealed. So the Ace of Swords brings a flash of undeniable insight. It slices through confusion and gives you the words, decision, or mental clarity you've been waiting for. So you may receive a piece of information that brings everything into focus about a job, a relationship, or a long-standing internal conflict. The fog lifts and you know what needs to be done. So here's the advice. Trust the clarity. Speak your truth, make the cut, or take the first sharp, honest step forward. So, how does this day affect Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising? So Virgo Sun, you are redefining your identity and your mission. This is a powerful moment to realign your outer image with your inner truth, even if it makes facing resistance or outgrowing old dynamics. So you may finally say no to roles, labels, or people that don't reflect who you've become. The clarity feels like peace. Virgo Moon, your emotional world is craving order, but not rigidity. You're learning to protect your heart without closing it off. Grace under pressure is your quiet superpower today. So you may take space from a situation to process your feelings privately. But instead of collapsing into overthinking, you find calm in your clarity. Virgo Rising, you're stepping into a new expression of self. Clearer, braver, and sharper than before. Others may notice a change in how you walk into a room. There's no shrinking. So, you might rewrite a bio, update your wardrobe, or simply show up with stronger boundaries, and it shifts how people relate to you. Here's the summary of what this day means for you, Virgo. This new moon is about mental clarity, personal protection, and truth-based transformation. The tarot affirms that you're in a moment of fierce alignment, and while it may not be loud, it's deeply effective. So the Seven of Wands says, defend your growth, even if it's inconvenient for others. The Four of Pentacles asks you to examine where control is becoming a cage. And the Ace of Swords delivers the clarity you need to move forward with precision. So here's the real life takeaway. You don't need permission to protect your truth. Let go of what you're gripping if it's holding you back. And a breakthrough is arriving. Welcome it with clear eyes and an open heart. Here's the advice for Virgo on this day. You are building from the inside out. Don't mistake resistance for a reason to quit. Let it sharpen your resolve. Speak clearly, act intentionally, and walk forward knowing this version of you is undeniably ready. Thank you, Virgo, and I hope to see you in your next reading. And that's the new moon. Right off the bat, I can't get anything out of my mouth. Let's try again. Or decide to finally honor the values. Or decide. Look, I can't. We can do it. Mouth, work with me. So with me, come on. This. Again, this is a powerful moment I'm sorry. Can you hear my rooster? Like, he's going nuts. I'm so sorry. He's throwing me off my thinking here. Just okay. I'll start again. Okay.